Hi, thanks for joining me today. So I've just got this, I've been buying a lot of the Crafter's Companion box kits lately, and I don't always shoot an unboxing video, but I thought since I haven't actually um, dived into this kit yet, I would go ahead and quickly shoot an unboxing just so that you can see how these boxes come when you buy them, if you choose to buy them. So I have to admit, I'm a bit of a sucker for packaging, and I have been sampling, craft kits, box kits, card kits. Every brand sort of has a different name for what they call theirs, and I think Crafter's Companion probably takes first prize in presentation. Um, they always come in this beautiful box that has, some really gorgeous inspiration on it. It's nicely labeled on the side, so you see the box number, you see the box name. So if you kept these boxes and stored them and put them on a shelf, you can kind of easily see what each box contains. You've got the full list of contents on the back, including more inspiration. So, packaging and first experience, top notch. Um, that's not always the most important factor, obviously, when you're buying something or choosing where and how to spend your money. So, this particular kit is number 13. It's their flower forming foam kit. And I've done a lot of 3D flower shaping, but I've always used paper, and I've never used that foameran stuff or foam of any type. And so when I saw this, I decided to get it and give it a try because it definitely makes some really pretty flowers. And I have purchased pre-made foam flowers for a photography background that I was creating, and those really looked super realistic and they're pretty sturdy. So if this foam is anything like that, I am going to love it because I already love making paper flowers, and I think making foam flowers, especially if you really can achieve this look yourself at home, I'm I'm gonna be really using this a lot, I think, and probably buying more foam if if it really is as easy as the videos suggest. So when you open up the box, you get this nice little welcome message. I think it's probably the same for all of them. I have never read it, to be honest. Um, Everything is nicely wrapped in tissue paper. I have already opened this, so some of the contents are a little pulled out just so that it's easy to show. But this particular kit is all about the flowers and making foam flowers. So what you get are the dies that will allow you to create those flowers. You get they're all the same shape, but they're four different sizes and one leaf die. So that's really important because even with paper flowers, your flowers tend to look better when you can nest multiple layers of different sizes. So even if the foam runs out, I bet I can use this for paper flowers as well. So there's that. Then there's also some paper that is included. Now, one thing that is a little bit different about this set is that it does not have a stamp set. So most of their other box kits do include a stamp set. But this one, because it has so many other specialized things like the flower stamens and the foam for creating the flowers, it's understandable why there wouldn't be a stamp set. But they did include these die cuts. They're already pre-cut. They have foil. You get actually 6 sheets. You get one set that's in don't be fooled by the colored background because that has nothing to do with anything. All of the die, all of the die cuts are on white and either in gold or silver foil. So the printed background back here in the lavender, the blue, and the pink, um, that's just to go with the theming of the box. The actual die cuts are all white. So so they do include sentiments by way of the die cuts, and you get 6 sheets, again, gold foil and silver foil. So that's really fantastic. Um, then you also get this, which I thought was kind of neat. So you get a template for creating boxes. So there's one template for the lid and one template for the base. And this is basically just, it looks like it's just 1/4 of your box. But they have little dash lines for where you would trace and then cut for an A2 size box, a 6x6 box, and a 5x7 box. The idea being that because the foam flowers are so dimensional, you're not going to necessarily be able to fit them in a standard envelope, so you'll probably want to create a card box or something similar like an envelope box, but this will create you just your standard, 2-piece box, and then you can fit your card in there, and it'll have that extra height to accommodate the 3D flowers. All of their craft kits do come with card blanks, and they generally also include envelopes, but as I mentioned, you're going to be making fairly dimensional cards if you're using the 3D flower foams. So that's probably why they didn't include envelopes this time around, because you've got your box template to actually make the boxes to put your cards in. But what is pretty normal for them is when they include card blanks, you usually get it like at least I think 3 different size, shape, or styles. Sometimes it'll be easel cards that are already pre-scored and folded for you with all the extra components that you would need for an easel card. In this case, these are probably the sizes that will match the box template. So I haven't measured it out, but I'm guessing this is your standard A2, this is probably a 5x7, and this is probably a 6x6. So everything obviously very well coordinated. You really do get everything that you need to create these projects in the kit. For your flowers themselves, there's a lot of stamens here and in different colors. So I think these will go a long ways because you only need a few, I think, for each flower that you make. So so that's a pretty healthy amount. And pretty standard for their kits is ribbon. So you usually get 3 different sizes in 3 different colors. So that looks to be the case here as well. And similarly, the flat back pearls, also pretty standard for their kits. And so, sometimes this happens where the colors just aren't like a super good match. Like, okay, if you look here, the kit looks like it's very centered around like a lavender, a pink, and a pale blue. But if you look on here with these half pearls, I don't think that's lavender. That looks more like just kind of a light magenta pink to me. And this is not really the same blue as this light sort of baby sky blue. This is more kind of turquoisey. So sometimes their pearls are a really good match, like the pink looks to be a really good match, especially with the ribbon, but you can tell, those 2 purples are not the same. These 2 blues are not the same. And I know that it's 2 different materials, so you're not going to get a dead-on match, but it seems, sometimes it's just off enough that it doesn't really go. But But it's still nice to have, even if it's not the absolute perfect match for the cards. So the next thing in here is also fairly typical, and that's pattern paper. So I'm just showing a sampling of the unique designs. What's interesting with this one, and they have done it this way in the past before, where every sheet is actually unique. A lot of times you'll get, 6 different unique designs, as is the case here, but you'll get 3 sheets of each. And in this case, you're getting the same quantity, but the way they've done it is that there are 3 colorways. So in each of these 6 designs, you'll get all 6 in a pink, all 6 in a light purple lavender, and all 6 in this sort of light blue. And so there are the 3 colorways, and 6 unique designs in each of those 3 colorways. So that's kind of pretty cool, because then you get a lot of variety, but on the flip side of that, you only get 1 of each sheet. So if there was one pattern that you loved in particular, you could only use it the one time, and they are single-sided, but it's a fairly decent weight. It's a good layering weight paper. So those are the pattern papers. And then you get as well colored cardstock, and these are 8 by 8 sheets. So these are the 6 colors that you get, and I'll just bring these on here just so that you can see, like, this, it does look good with it, but the sort of magenta-y color, I guess it kind of matches the cardstock. So it's the ribbon, I guess, that's really the thing that's out of place here, because this is more of like a cool tone purple, and this is more of a warm tone purple. So so that's what I mean. Like, sometimes things are just like a smidge off, that they don't really, I'm not looking for it to be like 100% color match, but even the tone was a little bit off on that one. So here's your colored cardstock, and what's really cool is that you get similarly colored foam sheets in 8 by 8. So, and these are like almost a dead-on match to the cardstock. I mean, it's pretty incredible. So you've got a purple, here's the yellow foam, and the only thing that disappoints a little bit is the blue. This is a very gray blue. It doesn't look as bright as the colored cardstock there. And then there's this white, which white is what I would prefer, because then you can ink that up and color it to be whatever color you like. So so there you have the 6 different colors in both solid color cardstock and the foam that you would use to make your flowers. And what I normally do when I open a kit is I actually go through the papers, and I'll just start to combine them together, and that's sort of how I choose to, like, just making like little combinations. So I just decided I'll pull 1 each of the pattern papers and 1 each of the solid color cardstock, and I try to start there where I just use 1 each. And here, because the papers, you only get 1 of each, what I decided was I'll just take 1 unique pattern from each of the 3 colorways, and I just picked 2 that might go well together. So that'll be that'll be one card. I'll make a purple themed card, and I'll make a pinkish card. And then I will then choose my solid color cardstock to go with it. So when I'm making my card, I'll start here, and then I just chose, in this case, the foam flowers that I think are going to go with that. And so that's one color combination. The other color combination I'll go with is this blue and white, and I'll use those foam. I might color the white. I don't know that I'll make white flowers, but I might ink up this white foam to make some different colored flowers to go with this one. And then the last colorway I'll use is this sort of purple and yellow. So I'll do purple and yellow flowers with it. So this is kind of how I think about, my card projects when I do create my flip videos using these craft kits. I'll usually start with the pattern paper and solid color cardstock and create combinations like these, and then I'll start there. That gets me 3 cards, and my flip videos are at a minimum 4 cards because I make a flat, at least 1 flat, 1 layered, 1 interactive, and 1 pop-up card. A lot of times inspiration will strike and I'll create multiples in a certain style, but I never create the same design twice. So this at least is a starting point for me, and then I'll just, whatever is left over from these, I'll just try to use up with as many additional cards as I can. So I'm definitely super excited to dig into this kit, and it looks like I'm gonna have to make some boxes as well, so I'll probably use their box template to create some boxes for these, since it doesn't come with any envelopes. And I'm really excited to do this method of 3D flower making because it's definitely new to me. So I'm really super excited to dive into this kit. So definitely stay tuned for a flip video. Thanks so much for joining me. Until the flip comes out, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Thanks. Bye.